And good evening, everyone, and welcome to the SCR Next Gen Cup Series here. We are at round 6 under the lights at Las Vegas Motor Speedway for 135 laps of stage racing tonight. As you can see, the guys just finished up qualifying, so we'll bring up the starting grid here. Starting on pole will be the number 24 there of Dale Adamson. Outside of him, Christian Converse in the number 90 machine. Starting third, Cameron Perez in the number 5 machine there. Starting fourth, Drew Halloran. Starting fifth, Nick King. And outside him, Doc Holliday there in the 88 machine. Starting seventh, Aaron Barnickel. And Kevin Haas starting in eighth. Ninth, we've got Richard Mulligini. And 10th, we've got Justin Wilson in the number 9 machine. Richard Smith starting 11th. Jack Stanley starting 12th. Mitchell Hyatt in the 13th position there, number 25. Joshua Gaithright, 14th. Number 92 machine there, starting 15th is Jeff Converse. And we've got Andrew Schroeder in the 16th position there. 17th, Alan Duranco. And then in 18th, Joshua Slade. And that will be our official starting order tonight as they are gridding up and getting ready to start this race here. Going to be an interesting race for sure in these next gen cars here at Las Vegas. Just watching the guys do some practice laps. It's going to be a track that's very, very tough to pass on tonight. Looks to be a one-lane racetrack. It's going to be very... we're going to see a lot of draft racing, so tonight's definitely going to be a strategy night. But we've got 18 cars here gridding up. They're going to take their pace lap and get started here shortly. And while they are doing that, we'll check over on the race analysis. So we'll be doing 135 laps tonight total. Stage 1 will end on lap 30. Stage 2 will end on lap 65. Disregard that fuel stint there. We're actually not sure if it's correct, but keep an eye on the fuel strategy here tonight. They've got one fast repair. Fuel is at 70%, and they've got 3 sets of tires in the pits. So we'll pay attention to see if they pit more than 3 times and have to go back out on old tires or not. We're not sure what that fuel stint is tonight, but we will keep an eye on it. And real quick, we'll head over to the point standing to show you we've got a tight battle here at that cutoff point between Cormetis Stanley there, but we've got Halloran sitting in first there, Hyatt, Perez, Wilson, Patton, Stiles, Setzer. All these guys currently in the green are going to make the playoffs. The ones in the gold there, you see they've got a win, so they're automatically in the playoffs, but we've got a lot of people fighting here for those cutoff positions. And the pace car is off, and they will come to the green this time around. The number 24 there of Adamson on the inside, driving for Shaw Racing there in that Chevrolet machine. He gets a great jump. The number 5 of Perez right behind, I believe, is a teammate, getting a good jump on the inside. And they're going to head off down into turn 1. To be like they mostly are getting single file. You can see there... Sure, it looked like Drew Halloran there dropped to the inside as soon as an opening was available. We've actually got Nick King there in the 23 machine, going to take away second position as Perez took away the lead from the 24. Looks to be that inside line is the preferred line here tonight, especially on fresh tires, but we're going to see that 24 now. See what he can do here on the back stretch, and let's see if the 5 can hold off the 23 there, as the 23 is going to draft down the back stretch here. Perez just going to hug that inside and guard that bottom lane, and that is going to allow the 24 to regain second place there, but the 34 of Drew Halloran coming in right behind him, taking away third. It's like the 23 is going to slot down there. No, he's going to go back up to the high side, and the 43 of Kevin Haas moving up, currently up 4 positions since the start of the race here. So he sits in 4th, and right behind him, Doc Holliday there in the 88 machine, also advancing up from his starting position, so we'll keep an eye on him. He's been a strong runner all season long. Meanwhile, up front here, looks like two teammates are still 1 and 2 there. We've got the 5 of Perez and the 24 of Adamson, with the 34 of Drew Halloran following closely behind. Drew's another one you want to keep an eye on tonight. He's had some very strong finishes this season, and I believe he is still fighting for that playoff position. Kevin Haas here in the 43 and Doc Holliday have caught this lead pack now. So we've got a 5-car pack up front. We'll go back and check the number 9 of Justin Wilson there. Kind of by himself, but he's got the 23 of Nick King, and he looks like they're leading the biggest pack here. The 90 there of Christian Converse. He is someone to keep an eye on tonight. This guy is fast. He was so close to winning last week and the week before that, but we're going to watch him. When he gets out front, it is hard to run him down, hard to get around him. He makes that car twice as wide as it looks right here, but you're going to see him here take it 3 wide there for a moment, go on the outside of the 9 of Wilson. Let's see if he can make this outside lane work. You can see he's staying up toward the middle of the track there. He's got the 89 machine there helping him a little bit with the draft. It looks like he's going to clear the 9 of Wilson. He is going to cut down to the bottom line, take that preferred lane away. I think that's something we're going to see all night right here. We're going to see guys get good runs off of turn 2 and make a look on the back straightaway, and that's where the passes are going to be happening. As these cars are running a lot of downforce, they're pretty much wide open most of the time around this track. We'll see if they have to lift any once the tire wear comes into play. We do anticipate the car getting a little push. These next gen cars, especially the fixed setups, get a little bit tight on the long run, so we may see some guys having to lift as the front end of that car will want to push up the track and not rotate. Let's check in on the 00 there of Andrew Schroeder. You see he's going to look on the inside there of Jeff Converse in the 92. And he is going to take that position away. He's gained 4 positions since the start of the race here tonight, so he's having a great run. Right behind him, the 10 of Alan Duranko. Also, well, it's the 10 on the scoreboard, but he's the 49 on your screen. He's made up 4 positions since the start of the race as well. Meanwhile, back up front, Kevin Haas has taken away the 3rd position. It looks like the 24 of Adamson has actually shuffled back to the rear of this lead pack here. Kevin Haas up to 3rd, Drew Halloran there in 2nd in the 34 machine, and Cameron Perez still out front leading this race as we come around and complete lap 9. Be interesting to see what the 24 does here. This could be a strategy play as well, saving fuel, being back here in the draft. That lead car is going to be burning a lot more fuel than these guys are back here. But let's see, he looks on the inside and he makes contact with the 88. Oh, does the 88 keep it going straight? He does. No. Yep, that will bring the caution out, and I see a little bit of damage there on the left-hand side. This is a very aero-dependent track, so he might have to get that car repaired to be competitive tonight. But we'll go back and check that pass out there. We're watching Holiday here, the 88 and the 24 machine. Going to look on the inside. I believe it's actually on the back stretch of this lap here we're watching. You can see how the 88 was taking a different line there. He was sort of diamonding the turn and coming up in the middle, and that may have he may have just left a little gap there. The 24, yeah, there's barely a car length there. That was really aggressive by the 24 there of Adamson. Just makes contact into the rear of the 88, but the 88 does a great job keeping it out of the wall. Great save. Right, so they have caught up with the pace car. We'll see if anybody takes to pit road. We're only on lap 12, and they do only have 3 sets of tires in the pits. So I don't think we'll see anybody take tires this early, burning a set of tires, as we do have 135 laps here they've got to go. But it'll be interesting to see what the fuel situation is. Do we have anybody come in and top off? Looks like we only had one car take to the pits, and that is the 88 of Holiday, who was involved in that incident. All right, let's check in on our biggest mover here, the 89 of Joshua Gaithright. He is up 8 positions since the start of the race, currently in the top 10. He's in the 6th position. So good run from him there, keeping that car clean and advancing. The next biggest mover is going to be this 00 here, Andrew Schroeder. He is up 6 positions since the start of the race and currently sitting in 10th place. So a good top 10 run right there from him. Good to see. I believe this is his debut night here in the series. I could totally be wrong though, and I do apologize, Andrew, if that's not correct, but I believe this is your debut night. And the pace lights are off of the pace car, so we will be going green, 1 to go. And remember, stage 1 will end on lap 30 tonight. So we're currently on lap 13, so we will take the green with starting lap 14. So it looks like if they did not pit in this sequence here for fuel, they are going to make it on fuel, especially given the caution laps helping them out. They're running 3 laps under caution. So we should expect to see them run all the way till lap 30. Restarts are on the leader's discretion whenever he wants to go. He does not have to wait for the iRacing green flag like they do at the start of the race. So we'll see what point the number 5 machine here of Cameron Perez chooses to launch and start this race here. And he's off. Late start there. Outside lane did not get moving there. The 34 of Halloran going to fall back and lose second position here to the 43 of Kevin Haas, with the 90 of Converse right behind him. Converse up. Let's see, the number 90 there, that's Christian Converse. He's going to look on the inside of the 43. He is there. Going to take that position away. 43 dives down, tries to cut back. Oh no. And big accident here. Multiple cars. It looks like the 43 of Kevin Haas might have blown an engine, so he's going to have to tow back. Nope, he gets it rolling. So these guys will definitely be using a quick repair here. The 00 of Andrew Schroeder also involved in that. Looks like the, oh no, the 88 of Doc Holliday involved in that accident as well. So definitely not going his way tonight. And the 49 machine there of Alan Duranco missing the front end of his car, so he was involved as well. So let's go back and take a look at what brought that caution out. Oh, let's try that one more time. We'll watch it here, the tail end of this wreck here. See how the 88 got caught up in it. Oh, just nowhere to go as they checked up in front of them. See, the 43 tried to come down on the nose of the 66 there, and that's gonna, oh, the 24. I did not notice he got caught up in that as well. It looks like Jack Stanley there also may have got into that. See if the 34 makes it through. Oh, so close. Drew Halloran makes it through. Did you see the 24 and the 00 there? Nowhere to go. The 95 of Jack Stanley. Yep, he does make contact with the 43. Huge wreck here in this first stage. Unfortunately, a lot of cars tore up, but they do have one quick repair tonight, so we'll see most of those guys be able to take that quick repair, get a brand new car, and come back out and continue this race. Doc Holliday there in the 88, he did not take his quick repair, I do not believe, that first incident he was involved in, and it looks like he not going to take it now. Quite a bit of damage on that car, so he's choosing to save his quick repair. That's a good strategic move there. He anticipates a little more carnage going on tonight, so he doesn't want to waste his quick repair this early in the race. As we are in stage 1, lap 17 out of lap 30. Stage 1 will complete at the end of lap 30. Meanwhile, while all of that was going on, the 90 of Christian Converse actually took the lead. And it looks like we're checking on the 5 of Perez here. Yep, Perez did pit. So he came down pit road. Let's look at his pit time. Pit time 6 seconds. So it looks like he just took fuel. But a little strategy play out of the 5 car there. Going to see what he's thinking there. Maybe thinking he needs the fuel to make it, probably not to the end of stage 1, but maybe he's planning on something different, getting off cycle there for stage 2. Not sure. See the 89 of Joshua Gaithright up 11 spots since the start of the race, currently in 3rd. So good run from him. And then Mitchell Hyatt here in the 25. That beautiful paint scheme there. Shaw Racing Chevrolet with our Soak Tires Broadcasting logo on the hood of that car. Shout out to Mitchell there. I believe he runs that paint scheme every night in this series. See the 66, just checking out the damage on his front end. You can see a little bit there on the right front of that car, and that is where the Kevin Haas in the 43 came down across his nose there and brought that big wreck, that big caution out there earlier. So he's got a little bit of aero damage. I think as long as he's in the draft, he'll be fine, but as soon as he gets out of the draft, I believe that that aero damage there is going to hurt him, but it's still early. He will be able to get that repaired later on in the pit cycles. Pace lights are off, so we will be going green this time around. The number 90 machine there of Christian Converse going to lead us to the green flag on the outside. 25 of Mitchell Hyatt. 89 of Joshua Gaithright there in 3rd. 34 Drew Halloran in 4th. And then Aaron Barnickel there rounding out your top 5. Christian Converse, he is now in the lead, and we've seen this time and time again throughout the season. When this guy gets the lead, he keeps it. So we'll see what he can do here on these opening few laps, as he does. You know, we're going to go too wide here in this first turn. See if that outside lane does get a run this time. As the pace car is off, we will be coming to the green flag here.
Green flag, green flag.
And they're off. Good jump. Good start by the 25 there on the outside. He's going to be able to drop down and clear there, so he's going to keep second place. See what happens here on the back stretch. 90 there, going to go all the way down to the white line and hang on to that inside line. Already see about a car length gap there between him and the 25 of Mitchell Hyatt. The 89 got a good run down that front stretch. See, he's running a different line from the ones in front of him, just trying to get up and get some air on the front end of that car to help it turn. In the draft, in these next-gen cars, extremely tight. When you enter the turn, you turn the wheels, the front end just does not want to turn. We'll ride on board here, the 89 Joshua Gaithright in third position. See, just getting his nose in clean air there as he entered turn 1 and 2. So behind him here in the 66 machine of Aaron Barnicle as he's chasing down that 89. The 89 got a run there, going to look underneath the 25 machine there of Mitchell Hyatt, and he is going to take away that position for second, but the 25 coming back strong there on the outside. And the 34 of Drew Halloran there going to come up the inside lane there, take away third position. The 24 of Adamson, who was damaged in that previous incident, he's back up to fourth position here. And the 5 of Cameron Perez, who did pit in that last caution, has worked his way up to fifth position now. See, got some great battle here for first, second through fourth, as the 34 Drew Halloran there is going to look under the 24. And Drew Halloran is going to take away that third position. See the 25 entering the picture there, slides up the track a little bit. Cameron Perez had to actually maybe get out of the gas there and check up the track. '24 is still hanging on to that outside lane. Meanwhile, 4 to go till the end of stage 1. Stage 1 will end on lap 30. And we see the 25 there does make it around 24 machine. So Mitchell Hyatt, who started second, has been shuffled back all the way to fourth. But starting to make up some ground now. And you can see these guys are nose to tail. You see the 90 car there just not able to pull away. That tells you just how big the draft here is at Las Vegas in these next gen cars. I was talking with some of the guys earlier before we started the race, and they said, wow, it drives like Daytona. Because they're wide open. The car feels extremely planted. And that's why you see the racing we see right here. It does resemble a lot like Daytona, except we haven't seen that outside lane come into play. But we're hopeful as the tire wear, as these tires do start to wear out here. We're on lap 28, 2 to go here in this stage 1. Christian Converse in the number 90 machine there out front with the 89 of Joshua Gaithright in second, and Drew Halloran, the 34 machine there in third position. And start lap 29 here. Let's see if the 89 has anything for the 90 of Converse. Interesting to see how aggressive they want to get here in stage 1. They know they have a long race ahead of them. They know this is a tough track that just breeds accidents. And you see we've got it 3 wide there. It looks like Cameron Perez got shuffled up the track. Meanwhile, up front here, we're going to start the final lap. The 24 and the 25 there are getting very close. See the Converse there checked up the track just to try to cut off the draft there from the 89. And it looks like it may have
Flag is
worked.
out.
That will do it for stage 1. The 90 of Christian Converse there winning stage 1. Joshua Gaithright in the 89 in second. And the 34 of Drew Halloran rounding out your top 3 here in stage 1. We should expect to see everybody come down pit road here in the stage break. The only question is we saw the 5 of Cameron Perez pit in the middle of stage 1 for fuel. I'm not sure what kind of strategy he's going to play here. No, he is going to come down pit road. See the 24 of Dale Adamson going to stay out, and he last pitted on lap 16 as well with the number 5 of Perez. So he is going to stay out. Along with him is the number 9 of Justin Wilson, who last pitted on lap 16, and then the 95 machine of Jack Stanley, who I believe won round 1 in this SCR Next Gen Series. He pitted on lap 16 as well. So your top 3 all choosing to stay out, not pit in the stage break. Joshua Gaithright in the 89 actually beat Christian Converse off of pit road. Just looking at their pit times, 8 and 9 seconds. So they definitely did not take 4 tires. Like they may have only taken 2 tires there from the top 2 of stage 1. I think we'll see a lot more of that here tonight because as you've seen so far in stage 1, that track position is key here. Very hard to pass. A very, very draft locked track. Actually, the 89 and 90. See, the top 3 actually did come down to pit road there. So, starting stage 2 here, we'll actually have the 89 of Joshua Gaithright lead us to the green flag with Christian Converse and the 90 right behind him. Then the 25 of Mitchell Hyatt, which just looking at his pit time as well, looks like he took 2 tires. The 10 machine of Alan Duranko, looks like he may have only taken fuel only. He's a few seconds quicker on pit road than the ones in front of him. Cameron Perez in the number 5 also with a very quick pit stop. Looks like he may have taken fuel only. Drew Halloran in the 34, who's currently in 6th position, looks to be our first car that took 4 tires tonight. But we'll keep an eye on him, the 34 machine, to see just how much of a difference new tires make here. They've had about 22 green flag laps on their set of tires up front, but we saw most of at least the top 3 take 2 tires, right side tires. So it'll be interesting to see what this 34 here can do with these fresh tires once we get going again. So stage 1 is complete, so stage 2 will be ending on lap 65. We will have about a 30 lap shootout here. Stage 2, once we take the green, looks like the pace lights are off the pace car, so we will be getting going this time around. The 89 of Joshua Gaithright there gonna lead us to the green flag. Joshua Gaithright is up 13 positions since the start of this race, so he is currently our biggest mover and our leader, who finished 2nd in stage 1. So he is having a great run. But Christian Converse there in the number 90 machine, I believe Christian's going to give him one heck of a run here in stage 2 because we know that number 90 is fast. Just have to see how the start of the race goes here in stage 2. How quickly the 90 machine can get down into the bottom lane, because we've saw that top lane just sort of get freight trained here in the last couple of restarts, going through turns 1 and 2 and then into 3 and 4. We've saw a lot of aggressiveness trying to get down into maybe an opening that's not fully an opening on that bottom lane, and that's caused a few accidents. So we will watch them as the pace car is going to dive off now.
Green, green, green.
And they will get going here. See the 90 actually, maybe a penalty there for the 90. It looks like he was in front of the 89 when the green flag came out. We will watch that, but he does give the position back there to the 89. We see the 25 of Mitchell Hyatt and the 5. Cameron Perez actually just touched him going down the straightaway. They got the 25 there all upset. Bottom lane had to check up. That may allow the 90 to get back into second position here. And it does. So the 90 getting back into second, going to get down to the bottom lane. Like the 49 up there of Alan Dranko on the high side, and right behind him the 34 of Drew Halloran. Looks like they're making this high line work. And remember, the 34 took tires. Checking to see. The 49 did not. So far, it doesn't look like the new tires are that big of an advantage there for the 34 machine. Well, up front, 89, Joshua Gaithright still out front. The 90 of Converse right behind him. And then Mitchell Hyatt in the 25 there. That is your top 3. Like the 90 got a run down into turn 1, going to take away the lead. 89 is going to slot in third there, right behind the 25. Five of Perez going to advance up into third position. We're seeing that 25 machine of Mitchell Hyatt just fall back through the field now, as there is no opening to get down into the bottom lane. See a pass for second happening here. The 5 of Cameron Perez moving up into second place. The 88 of Doc Holliday up into third, who was involved in 2 of the previous incidences and had a lot of damage. Looks like he's got his car repaired and has worked his way back up through the field into third position. See that 23 of Nick King there, missing his rear bumper. Everywhere else on the car looks good, and he's actually going to take a look here for 5th place. The 89 of Joshua Gaithright got freight trained all the way back to 7th position. Remember, he started stage 2 here in 1st place, but just not able to get down into that bottom line. The 9 there of Justin Wilson is looking, but is going to let him slot back in there. Meanwhile, up front, the 90 of Christian Converse being trailed down by the 5 of Cameron Perez. We've got a bit of a gap there opening up between second and third. Like Cameron Perez there sort of went to the high side on the backstretch, trying to trying to juke the 90 there of Converse to get him to block the outside so he could shoot back to the inside, but it didn't work. The 90 of Converse going to lead there lap 42 as we start lap 43. The 25 machine there of Mitchell Hyatt, 34 of Drew Halloran, remember, took 4 tires in that last pit stop. He's the only one of the top 10 here. And still back there in 7th position, so not making up as much ground as he would like to tonight. But we see the 66 of Aaron Barnicle there going under the inside at 89 of Joshua Gaithright. But Joshua is determined to make that high line work. Ever since he lost the lead, he has stayed up there most of the race here in this stage 2. I believe if he got a few more cars to help him draft with him up there, he might be able to make it work, as these guys up front here did not take tires. Starting to have some tire wear. It's getting harder for them to hold that bottom line, especially in the draft. Like the 89 of Gaith right there is going to go back to the bottom side. Meanwhile, up front here, the 66 of, we've got some contact between the 5 and the 34 of Halloran. They are going to keep going. No incident there. That's going to allow the 66 of Barnicle into 2nd place here with Doc Holliday right behind him. Go back and check that pass for 2nd place here. You see the 5 of Paris just shuffled up the track, and that's what I was talking about in the draft here. As the tires wear down, it gets harder and harder to hold it down on that bottom line. And we saw him just slide up the track there and allow the 66 to go underneath him. See the 90 of Converse there starting to, at the end of the straightaways, sort of go up the track so he can get a better turn in. Getting more difficult to just hold the bottom line all the way around this track right now. Let's ride on board the 66 of Barnicle here and just listen to see if he's having to lift off and just how much he's having to lift off here in the turns. You see he's thrown the block there on 3rd place. Ooh, we've got some contact between the 25 of Mitchell Hyatt and the 88 of Doc Holliday. 88 Holliday doing another great save. But let's go back and watch that. What happened there? Looks like the 25 got underneath the 88, and the 88 just looks like he didn't know he was there. Didn't leave him a full car length there, and they do make contact, but they're going to keep going here. Green still. See the 90 of Converse and the 66 here of Barnicle starting to pull away from the 25 of Hyatt and the 24 of Adamson there, with Drew Holloway there in the 34 machine rounding out your top 5 as we come around and complete lap 51. Remember, stage 2 will end on lap 65. Checking with someone we haven't talked about a lot tonight, the 22 of Malagini here. Currently looking on the inside there of King in the 23. Going to take away that position. See, Cameron Perez in the 5 has shuffled all the way back to 10th position here, who was running second. Well, we've got a move going on here for 4th place. Drew Halloran in the 34 going to take it away from the 25 of Hyatt. You can see as the tires start to wear, these guys are spreading out a bit. Also running higher up on the track there. See, the 24 going to get a great run here on the 66. And going to be able to go in on the inside coming into turn 1 here and take away 2nd position. Adamson with a great move there. But the 66 of Barnicle going to fight back here on the outside and actually clears him, so he's going to keep 2nd position. See what the 34 of Halloran can do there on the outside. See, the 24 just touched the apron there, slid up the track a little bit. May have even had to get out of the throttle, but 34 of Halloran doesn't look like he's going to be able to make that outside pass work, as the 24 is going to advance through there. Well, we've got the 25 of Hyatt looking on the inside of the 89 of Gaithright. Going to take away that position for 5th there. Meanwhile, up front here, we've got the 24 Adamson still fighting it with the 66 of Barnicle. It looks like the 24 is going to take 2nd place finally. But we've got a good 4-car battle here as we complete lap 56. And Barnicle going to look on the outside of Adamson again going into turn 1. See, Adamson, Barnicle just getting as close to him as he can in the turn and getting a great side draft and able to just outrun him there on the backstretch and take back that 2nd position. While Hyatt back here in the 25 is going to take away 4th from Halloran. And we've got a pass going on for the lead here. The 66 of Barnicle looking on the outside. Going to try to do the same thing he just did to the 24 machine to our race leader. And doesn't look like it's going to work. He's going to get shuffled back. Lose a few places. See what the 24 of Adamson can do. Adamson is on new tires. The 90 of Converse only took 2 tires, right sides. As you can see, the 24 here going to look on the outside of Converse. Converse taking a very high entry into the turn there. Looks like tire wear is starting to come into play for him. But it looks like he's going to hang on to the lead there, and the 24 might actually lose 2nd place and 3rd place. As Mitchell Hyatt in the 25 machine there jumps up into 2nd. Converse doing a great job of keeping these guys behind him, doing everything he needs to do to break the draft, going down the straightaways. Running different lines on entry into the turn, dealing with the tire wear, and currently leading as we start lap 61 here. 4 more laps to go in stage 2. Look at the 23 of, well, 23 on your screen, the 2 on the scoreboard of Richard Smith in that DoorDash machine there. He is up 4 places since the start. and currently in 7th position. Looks like Hyatt has actually fallen off of Converse a bit there, but we've got a battle for 3rd and 4th as Gaithright there in the 89 machine is on the outside. Halloran in the 34 and the 24 of Adamson going to go by the 89. Ooh, we saw a little bit of contact there from Doc Holliday and Cameron Perez. The 90 machine still has about 2/10 of a gap there between him and the 25 of Mitchell Hyatt. Meanwhile, these guys continue to battle all the way back through 5th position, 3rd through 5th here. See 3 wide for a moment there, but the 89 of Gaithright going to go to the bottom, take away 5th position. And it looks like Hyatt's finally caught the back bumper there of Converse, as we will be starting the final lap of stage 2 this time around. The 24 of Adamson going to look underneath Mitchell Hyatt here. Is exactly what Converse wants to see as they start the final lap of stage 2. He wants to see these guys running 2 wide behind him. The 24, take a look there on the inside. Is he going to be able to drag race him off here? Right up against the rear bumper. 90 going to go all the way to the grass. And Converse will take home stage 2 win as well as after winning stage 1. So we could be looking at a sweep tonight. Dale Adamson in the 24 going to come home 2nd in stage 2, and Mitchell Hyatt in the 25 going to come home 3rd there in stage 2. So we'll expect them all to come down pit road this time, and 2 laps will get going again. See, they are coming down pit road now. Anticipate everybody except for the 23 DoorDash machine there of Richard Smith. He is going to stay out, as well as the 22 of Malaghini here. Seeing they both last pitted lap 31 in stage 1 break. So a bit of a different strategy here. They are going to stay out. Like Converse did take 4 tires there. Right behind him, the 24 of Adamson going to come out in 2nd, and Mitchell Hyatt in 3rd. So they're going to stay in the same running order that they finished stage 2. And just looking at everybody's pit time, it does look like everyone took 4 tires this time. So no 2-tire strategy this time around. Meanwhile, the question is up front here with the 23 DoorDash machine of Richard Smith and the 22 of Malaghini here staying out. Last pitted on lap 31. Are they going to be able to hang on? keep those guys with fresh tires. No, it looks like both of them are actually going to come down pit road this time. Checking in with the other Converse here, Jeff Converse. Still haven't had the chance to figure out the relation between maybe brothers. But the 92 of Jeff Converse there currently scored in 16th position. So he is in the last place of the running cars out here tonight. Not having a good night for him, but could just be a strategy play. Maybe wanting to keep his car clean tonight, riding around in the back. We'll see. I do believe we are due for another big one here in stage 3, the way these guys have been driving. So I think survival is going to be the key here, as we will begin the longest stage here. Last stage will go all the way to lap 135. Pace lights are off the pace car, so we will be going green this time around. So far on every restart, the leader has chosen the inside lane. That is no different here as we start stage 3 with the 90 of Converse on the inside. You see the 24 getting really far ahead of the 90 there, but the 90 is going to start the race here. He waited till the last second because of that. And the 24 is going to go all the way back to 4th position. Maybe even lose a few more spots here, as the 5 of Cameron Perez is going to look underneath him for 4th place. Meanwhile, the 88 of Doc Holliday here has moved up into the 6th place, right behind the 5 of Perez, and I believe we've seen these two tangle most of the night here, so it'll be interesting to see what happens when he catches up to the 5 of Perez. While out front, the 90 of Converse, followed by the 25 of Hyatt. See the 5 of Perez looking on the outside. Gonna make this outside pass work? No, the 89's still there, so he's not clear. Gonna go into turn 1 here, side by side. Looks like the 89's gonna pull ahead here as they exit turn 2 and go down the back stretch. The 5 of Perez gonna pull down there. Wow, the 25 of Hyatt still on the back bumper here of the 90 of Converse. We'll ride on board Hyatt here as he chases down our leader. Definitely here full throttle all the way around the track right now in these next gen cars. See the 89 of Gaith right there, gonna look under the inside and take away 2nd place from the 25 machine. Gaithright getting a great run there on the back stretch. Actually had to get out of the throttle as he caught the 90. It looked like the 89 of Gaithright there actually got his left side tires in the grass, went all the way down to the bottom to guard that bottom lane. Well, the 5 of Perez and the 66 of Barnickel there battling, and Doc Holliday is going to enter the picture there in that white 88 machine and take away 5th place. Like Perez is going to shuffle back to the back of this pack here in 7th position. While the 24 of Adamson took a peek on the outside. Ooh, Perez fighting back here, getting a great run down the front stretch. He is going to take away 5th place spot there from the 88 of Doc Holliday. Halloran there in the 34, also getting around Doc Holliday there. Perez is on a mission here. Actually gets a little loose as he transitioned back from the apron up onto the racing surface. We saw that rear end get a little sideways, but he's still going to complete the pass and make it up into 4th place here. Great driving by Cameron Perez here in the stage 3. Back up into 4th. See what he can do as he catches the 25 of Hyatt. Not going to be able to take a peek under the inside there of the 25, so he's going to stay in 4th place. Meanwhile, single file all the way back through 7th position here. Check in on the 49 here of Duranko and the 92 of Jeff Converse. So Jeff Converse actually started that stage at the rear, and he has moved up in 10th place. And as we say that, Perez actually taking away the 3rd place from the 89 of Gaith right there. So let's go back and quick check that path. Like the 89 of Gaithright just came up the track there, and that allowed the 5 of Perez to get underneath him exiting turn 2. And we see our leader, while we were watching that replay, our leader has actually pulled out of line and going to drop back to the rear here of this pack. So we have a new leader right now, the 25 of Mitchell Hyatt. Go back and watch what happened here. So the 25 got down underneath, actually made contact with the 90, so that's why we saw the 90 move up the track. A little contact there, aggressive racing, but everybody keeping going here. Meanwhile, the 34 of Drew Halloran looking under the inside of the 5 of Perez, gonna take away. See the 5 squeeze him down on the track there, but looks like the 34 is going to take home 2nd position there from the 5. Be curious to see if the 90 car has any aero damage from that little contact he made. Like he's worked his way back up to 6th here. Meanwhile, 5 of Perez making moves again, looking on the outside of the 66 of Barnickel, but no, going to get shuffled back. And we've got Mitchell Hyatt out here out front, leading as we complete lap 83 of 135. He's got Drew Halloran there in the 34 machine right behind him. And Doc Holliday has re-entered the picture up into 3rd place in that white 88 machine after being involved in multiple incidences this race so far. He is back up into 3rd place. While Christian Converse, that 90 machine, after getting shuffled out of the lead a few laps ago, has worked his way up to 4th place. See what he can do here on Holliday as they come around down the front stretch. Holliday putting the block on, going all the way to the bottom of the track. See how aggressive the 90 of Converse gets. The Holiday getting a good run there, but the 34 of Drew Holleran is going to put the block on as they enter turn 1 and 2. And uh-oh, we've got the 90 of Christian Converse getting shuffled back again. Back and see if we can see what happened. Yep, he just, like he was on the outside of the 88 there, and the 88 washed up the track. So good heads up driving by the 90 to get out of that. No accident. He is going to lose a few positions in the process. While the 25 of Hyatt still out front, still leading. He has the 34 of Drew Halloran right behind him. Right on board the 90 of Converse here as he works his way back up through the field. Looking on the outside of the 66 there, Barnickel. It looks like he's going to take away that 6th place position. See the 89 of Gaithright all over the rear bumper of Converse here. '90 taking a peek on the outside of the 5 of Perez. Getting a great run down the back stretch here. It looks like he may be able to complete this pass on the outside, but no, Perez comes up the track. It's a great entry into turns 3 and 4, and that is going to kill the momentum of the 90 there, so he's going to fall back in line. And we've Doc Holliday coming under pressure by the 24 of Adamson here, as Adamson looks on the outside of Holliday. See what kind of run he can get down here on the back stretch. Got the 5 of Perez pushing him there. The Holiday come up the track a little bit again. And that is going to allow the 90 of Converse to get underneath them. As we go 3 wide across the start-finish line there. 5 of Perez dive under Holiday. So Converse up into that 3rd place position, followed behind him Cameron Perez. But Holiday is going to fight back here on the inside of Adamson. Like the 24 of Adamson is going to fall back all the way to 8th position there at the end of this pack. And up front here, Christian Converse looking to get his way back up into the lead, up into 3rd place, looking at the rear of Drew Halloran here. As we complete lap 92 there, out of 135. Still Mitchell Hyatt out front in that 25, followed by Drew Halloran. Mitchell is doing a great job staying out front here, leading this pack. The Holiday and Converse here battling it out for 5th position. Gaithright also going to go by Perez. See the 34 of Drew Halloran looked high there, but Hyatt pulled down low. That allowed Christian Converse there in the 90 to get up to 2nd place. Meanwhile, we got 3 wide back here. Joshua Gaithright in the 89 making it 3 wide. Oh, and we've got contact. Oh no, that looks like our leader, the 25 of Mitchell Hyatt, got sideways, spun through the grass there. Go back and see what happened. It looks like the 90 just came up the track there. We're going to go back and slow that down. Get a better angle. It looks like 90 just expected the 25 to keep going up the track to enter 1 and 2 there. And got into the rear of him. Very unfortunate for the 25 of Hyatt, who was having a great run leading here in stage 3. But Christian Converse, who's won stage 1 and 2, back up front, leading stage 3 here as we complete lap 96. Doc Holliday in the 88 machine right behind him in second place, and the 89 of Joshua Gaithright has worked his way back up into third. Check in with Mitchell Hyatt, who is unfortunately 3.5 seconds off of the lead and out of the draft. So without a yellow flag, not a good outcome there for the 25 of Hyatt. Converse here in the 90 starting to pull away. Got a 2/10 gap between him and second place there. Holiday getting shuffled back here. The 24 of Adamson looking underneath him there. Going to take away this third position. But Holiday's not giving up. He's there on the outside. Can he get a good run here off of the front stretch? They touch. And they touch again. And oh, that's going to knock the 24 sideways. While the 34 of Halloran, under pressure from the 5 of Perez here, looks to make a pass on the outside as they enter turn 3 and 4. Struggling to hold it down on the bottom line. And the 66 of Barnickel entering the picture here. Out front, Converse has maintaining his lead there at about 1/10 of a second. 89 of Gaithright there looking to catch him. As you can see, he dropped about 1/10 off there in the turn, so you can see the tire wear starting to come into play. The 89 there in that dirty air. Sounds like, let's ride on board with him to see if he's having to lift any. Oh, and we see the 90 of Converse coming to pit road, along with the 89 of Gaithright. So new leader here, the 88 of Holiday. Out front with the 34 of Drew Halloran. Right behind him, and then Aaron Barnickel in third. As we saw the 90 machine of Christian Converse, 25 of Hyatt, 89 of Gaithright, the 23 there on DoorDash Richard Smith, and right behind him the 22 of Milligini, all coming down pit road. Looks like the 88 of Holiday may stay out another lap, while Cameron Perez coming down pit road. Behind him the 66 of Barnickel, Drew Halloran, Dale Adamson, and Alan Duranko, all coming down pit road. Like the 92 of Jeff Converse also going to come down pit road this time. Nina Wilson here currently scored in third position, yet to pit. Along with him, the 23 of Nick King and the 95 of Jack Stanley. See the 90 of Converse and the 89 of Gaithright, who pitted together, come out together. Very close. See where they are in relation to Doc Holliday there. So we're currently in turn 3 and 4 there exiting, and Holiday is just now exiting turn 2, so they're about a half a track behind. Doc Holiday staying out again. We'll see if he comes down pit road this time. And he is slowing down, going to come down pit road. That is going to give us a new leader here, the 9 of Wilson. Has yet to pit. Along him is the 23 of Nick King, and is going to come down pit road this time. See between this net leader here, assuming as we wrap up pit cycle here, the 90 of Converse will be first, the 89 of Gaithright will be second, and then the next closest car is currently Doc Holiday here, but it looks like Mitchell Hyatt and Cameron Perez are going to go around him. Quite a big gap between Hyatt and Gaithright there. Be about a 6-second gap since those green flag pit cycles there. So it looks like we've got a 1-2 race here between the 90 of Converse and the 89 of Gaithright. While the 9 of Justin Wilson and the 95 of Jack Stanley still have not pitted as we complete lap 107 or 108 out of 135. These two last pitted on lap 67, so they're extending this run as long as they can here. Just hoping for a caution. Oh, looks like the 25 of Mitchell Hyatt and the 5 of Perez there. I think they are Shaw Racing teammates, have hooked up on the track. And we'll see if they can make up any ground on 90 of Converse and the 89 of Gaithright. While the 9 of Justin Wilson does come down pit road. So that will leave our 95 of Jack Stanley out front right now. The only car that has not pitted on track, but it looks like he is going to come down pit road this time. That will allow the 90 of Christian Converse back into the lead. Right behind him, the 89 of Gaithright. And a whopping 8.5 seconds back is the 25 of Hyatt and 5 of Perez, or third and fourth. We've got a 3-car battle here with the 49 there of Duranko, the 34 of Drew Halloran, and the 88 of Doc Holiday, all the way back there in 7th position. And we've got the 66 of Barnickel and the 92 of Jeff Converse. They're 8th and 9th position. The 24 of Dale Adamson all out here by himself in 10th. Then we've got a 3-car pack further on back there. We've got Richard Smith in the 23, the 22 of Richard Malaghini, and the 23 of Nick King. It's good to see Nick King does have a rear bumper now, so he has taken his quick repair finally in that last round of pit stops. And then the 9 of Justin Wilson back here in 14th, and the 95 of Jack Stanley in 15th. See that the 9 of Justin Wilson there is going to go a lap down, as the 2 leaders here, the 90 of Converse and the 89 of Gaithright, are going to catch him on the front stretch with 23 to go. And it looks like we've just had a crash on track. It looks like Mitchell Hyatt, the 25. Let's go back and check this out. Oh, the 5 of Perez just washed up the track there, and unfortunate for the 25, who's not had anything go right for him here in the second half of stage 3. Gets into the wall. Very unfortunate there for the 25, who was having such a great run out front for most of the first part of stage 3 here. Just getting very unlucky there and involved in 2 incidences. I think we may have had another incident here. Justin Wilson, yeah, the 9, as he was getting lapped, just got loose off of turn 4 there and went through the grass. Don't look like anyone else was caught up in that. Well, it'll be 20 to go here as they cross the line. Our 2 leaders out front, about 10 seconds up from the 49 here of Duranko, followed by him, Drew Halloran in the 34 machine, and Doc Holliday there in the 88. Just checking chat here in YouTube. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It looks like most of these Shaw racing cars are getting caught up in some unfortunate incidences here. They will cross the line, 19 to go this time. I believe if I'm the 89 car here, I'm just going to stay behind the 90, try to save my tires as much as I can, stay in that draft, and be planning to make my move in last 2 or 3 laps. Just the way this track is driving, though, it generally takes about a lap or 2 to set up a pass here. It'll be interesting to see what the 89 will do toward the end of the race here. How aggressive is he going to get? It almost seems like he might need to get his elbows out a little bit and get up to the rear bumper of that 90 machine and maybe move him up the track a little bit, because we know that 90 is not going to give up that bottom lane. Right back here on our 3rd through 5th here, the 49 there of Duranko, 34 of Drew Halloran, the 88 of Doc Holliday. They have actually gained about a second on our 2 leaders. So with this 3-car pack having a little bit of a better draft back here as they catch a lap car there, the 95 of Jack Stanley, they are actually gaining about 3/10 on this lap here. With 17 to go, are they going to be able to run down our 2 leaders? Lap times there, so you're looking at the top there, Gaithright, who's our 2nd place car, and then Duranko, the 3rd place car there. You can see the last 5 laps, I mean 3, 4, 2/10 faster. They are making up time. Is it going to be enough? Do they have enough laps left as we start 15 to go? The 25 of Mitchell Hyatt was able to continue after being involved in that incident. He's going to make a pass here on the 92 of Jeff Converse. Or, sorry, Mitchell Hyatt's actually a lap down. So he pitted after that incident and went a lap down. Trying to work his way up through the field there on fresh tires. Meanwhile, the 23 and the 22 here are fighting for position. Looking at the lap times, the Guys have not made up any time. They actually lost a tenth on this last lap as we come to 13 to go. I don't believe they're going to have enough time to catch our two leaders up here. 90 and the 89. Let's ride on board our second place car here, and you actually see Gaithright looks like he's got a little bit of, let's see if we can get a better look at that. A little left front damage. Yeah, we see that left front fender just looks a little wrinkled. I don't know how much that's going to hurt him here on a very aero dependent track. Right on board here. You can hear him lift off the throttle a lot going into the turn there as these tires are wearing down, coming to 11 to go here as we cross the line. While riding on board our leader here, the 90 of Converse. Here lifting a little bit, but not as much as second place is lifting there going to the turns. And we've got an accident and we have our yellow flag here. That is going to shake things up quite a bit. Go and check out what brought that yellow flag out. We see the 66 of Barnickel. Like the 25 of Mitchell Hyatt gets into the back of him and collects quite a few cars there. Make contact there with the 66, and that unfortunately collects the 23, maybe even the 9 there. Mitchell Hyatt not having a good second half of this race here, involved in yet another incident. Meanwhile, what will these guys do up front? I believe the two leaders do have another set of tires remaining, but with about only 7 laps to go and we take the green, are they going to pit, take tires, or are they going to keep that track position? '89 looks maybe down pit. No, fake out there. Our two leaders are going to stay out. Like the 5 of Perez, the 22 of Malagini, being Jeff Converse there, and 6 of Barnickel, who was caught up in that incident, all going to come down pit road. Heavy damage there. Hyatt there with some damage. Fifth here in the Dash machine. Like a modified car than a next gen Cup car there, missing most of its front end. Head down pit road this time and get that repaired. Pace lights will stay on, so we'll do one more. Looks like we will go green with 5 to go. 5-lap shootout. You can still see a little bit of damage there on the 90, the left side of his car, where he was involved in just a little um in the, I think it was in stage 2. He made contact with another car as it came up the track in the turn. So it doesn't look like he got that repaired. And we know the 89 of Gaithright here has got a little bit of left front fender damage. Both of these cars potentially having aero damage. What is that going to do? Is that going to allow, looks like the 49 here of Duranko also has right side damage. So all top 3 cars here have a little bit of damage. 34 of Drew Halloran mostly clean. 88 of Doc Holliday also looking well. Question would be, will that damage slow these 2 leaders down as we have a little 5-lap shootout? These lights are off. The pace car will be going green this time around with 5 to go. And the 90 of Christian Converse hold them off like he's done all race. And can he sweep stage 1, stage 2, and the race win? Or will the 89 of Gaithright take away that sweep? Or will come off the track here as they exit turn 3.
Green, green, green.
And great jump by the top 2 here. Good start from the 89. He's going to be able to jump down into second place there. Further back here, the 34 of Drew Halloran still stuck on the outside. Is clear, so he's going to come down there in 4th position. Saw the 88 of Holiday there get onto the apron twice. Able to hold it down there, though. The 5 of Perez there coming up to the rear of the 66 of Barnicle, giving him a little shove there. 34 of Drew Halloran taking a little peek there under the 49 for 3rd place. But the 49 shuts the door. '66 of Barnicle still hanging in on the outside lane there, as he's on the outside of the 34 of Halloran right now. While up front, our top 3 starting to gap 4th place there. As we are 3 to go, coming to 2 to go at the line here. 90 of Converse still out front, holding off the 89 of Joshua Gaithright with the 49 machine there of Alan Duranko in 3rd place.
Caution, yellow flag.
And we have a caution. Back through the buildings. See track there, so that may have just been a hot dog wrapper caution. Debris on the track. we will have a green-white checkered attempt number 1. They will have 3 attempts at a green-white checkered finish tonight. And if you're the 89 machine of Gaithright, that is not what you wanted to see, because he got a great start that last time, was able to get down into second place before they entered turn 1, and now he's got to do it all over again while the 49 of Franco has been looking racy. So definitely not what the 89 machine there Gaithright wanted to see. The 90 of Converse also not wanting to see another caution because he's got to do another start here. But remember, green-white checkered attempt number 1 here. When they take the green flag, they'll have 2 laps. If the white flag comes out, they will finish the race. So they will not throw the yellow if the leaders take the white flag. We'll have to see if they can complete that 1 full lap here without a caution, without another incident. Then they get going here in just a couple laps. So far, Alan Duranko here in the 49 machine, our biggest mover tonight, up 14 places since the start of the race. Currently 3rd place for him, having an excellent run. So good to see that. Joshua Gaithright, we've talked about him all night. He's up 12 places, currently in 2nd. And getting word that actually going to finish the race yellow. So I will have to talk to the drivers here, talk to the top 3 and figure out. They typically do have green-white checkered attempts. I'm wondering if the race hit the time limit, and that is why we finished on yellow there. We will get to the bottom of that, but official results bring them up here. The 90 of Christian Converse taking home the win. 2nd place, Joshua Gaithright in the 89. Place, Alan Duranko. Aaron Barnickel coming home 4th, and Drew Halloran rounding out top 5 there. Doc Holliday in 6th, Nick King 7th. Jeff Converse coming home in the 8th. Good to see him up there in the 8th. He started at the tail end of the field. Jack Stanley coming home with 9th there. Good top 10 run from him. And Cameron Perez finishing 10th. Round out your top 10. Fortunate to see Kevin Haas down there in the bottom, involved in an early incident, actually disconnected. Had way too much damage to continue. And also Mitchell Hyatt there finishing in 14th, who was running great all race long, was leading stage 3, but was caught up in a string of accidents there toward the tail end of the race. So unfortunate for him. That is not where he wanted to finish tonight. But we will wait for the drivers to get into Discord, and we will be doing some interviews. We'll give him just a few more minutes to get up here in the booth. Still doing his donuts down there. Fortunately, it doesn't look like any of our top three are going to be able to make it to an interview here, but we'll just give it one more minute just in case they find their way up here. All right, so that will wrap it up tonight at the round 6 here of the SCR Next Gen Cup Series. Fortunately, we didn't get to interview any of the top 3 tonight, but great racing here. Christian Converse in that number 90 taking home the win, doing a sweep of stage 1, stage 2, and the race win tonight. So complete domination from him. Great racing to see. Joshua Gaithright in that 89 machine going to come home second place, and Alan Duranko wrapping up your top 3. Good racing as we complete round 6 here of Las Vegas. And I'm just pulling up the schedule. I want to see where we're going next week. Looks like we head to Charlotte next week for the All-Star race. So that'll be interesting to see. May have a little bit of a different format next week for the All-Star race. But nonetheless, good racing tonight. Thank you all for tuning in here at Soak Tires Broadcasting. And we'll be back next week for the SCR Next Gen Cup Series race, All-Star race at Charlotte.